see a beautiful potential that just needs a firmer hand. I do like firm. Hello and welcome to the Specimen of Yan. This is a Yandere visual novel in which you are sent to be under the care of Dr. Min Yan, a terrifying doctor who is ecstatic to have you as his latest test subject. But be very careful with your responses, because despite how gentle and kind he sounds, Dr. Yan is anything but. Hello, Moogle. Also guys, do pay attention to the content warnings. I will put them up on the screen again. And also be aware that this is a pretty dark game. The admission forms called it uncontrollable hostility. When I was first brought to the state hospital, I fought with every ounce of survival instinct left in my body. I bit, I spat, I screamed until my throat tasted like hot copper, and I could no longer feel my vocal cords. I tore at the heavy restraints, thrashing against the cold leather until my wrist bled. To the state medical board, I wasn't a human being undergoing a crisis. I was to be discarded, a malfunctioning machine that refused to be calibrated, so they shuffled me away. I was passed along by terrified nurses and bruised orderlies who hated the very sight of me. Every ward wanted me gone. Every doctor signed the transfer papers without even looking me in the eye, until my reputation grew dark. Eventually, I became someone else's problem, a problem that required a specific kind of solution. I was transferred here, in this place, the Asylum of Yan. One could call it the Asylum. Oh, shush. Go away, you're not supposed to be here yet. Anyway, it is a private, heavily fortified facility nestled deep within the overgrown green valleys where the sun rarely pierces the perpetual fog. And governing it is Dr. Min Yan. My cat is going insane behind me. Hey, keep your mouth shut. I didn't even say anything. You're thinking too loud. You're no fun. Whatever. Anyway, a man whose name is spoken only in anxious whispers behind the closed doors of medical conventions. His name is also spoken in whispers behind my closed doors in other ways. Oh, hello Gilbert. Notorious for his highly unorthodox, creative treatments. They say the man has never lost a single patient, but the rumors omit the most terrifying truth. No one ever leaves to tell the tale. Cold. The first sensation that claws its way back into my mind is the biting, unforgiving cold of the damp concrete beneath my back. My eyelids feel heavy, glued shut with dried sweat, tears and grime. When I try to roll over, a sharp, heavy metallic rattle echoes off the walls. Chains. No. Thick iron cuffs are clamped tightly around my wrists and ankles. My body splayed out on a tilted metal examination table, completely immobile. I tilt my head down just enough to realize my restraints leave absolutely no room for leverage. Oh, crap. Suddenly, a heavy, echoing sound cuts through the low ambience of the facility's pipes. A steel security door has just been unlocked at the end of the corridor. Footsteps. Slow, rhythmic, agonizingly deliberate. The sharp click of polished dress shoes advances towards me, and a figure steps into my blurred field of vision. Oh, he's so pretty though, even though I'm probably gonna die, or something worse is gonna happen. A white lab coat without a single speck of dust. A calm, handsome face wearing an expression of gentle, almost fatherly concern. It's the doctor. Wow, doctor, you're huge. I see that upside down cross. You are not fooling me. Oh, careful now. Don't thrash so hard. I'll show you hard. Those iron cuffs aren't as forgiving as the restraints at your last stop. You tear your skin right to the bone. Ah, well, we haven't even properly introduced ourselves yet, have we? That'll be terribly rude of me. He drags a heavy metal stool across the floor. The screech of metal against concrete makes my teeth ache. He sits down right beside my head, leaning over me with a warm, placid smile. It's alright. Just breathe. Look at me. Yes, right here. Oh, he's so pretty when he smiles. Don't look at the walls. I am Dr. Yan, and you, well, you are my newest, most fascinating little project. I've been reading your file for 3 days. 3 days? What else did you do to my file? Yay! Scream at him to let you go, stare at him in silence, beg for information. Where am I? What are you gonna do to me? Dr. Yan tilts his head, his expression softening into something deeply patronizing, yet almost sweet. You are in a safe place now. A place where your illness can no longer hurt the people around you, or yourself. I'm not ill! Let me see. He reaches out. His fingers are surprisingly warm and firm as he locks his hand around the line of my jaw, forcing my head to stay perfectly still. Yes, the chart says you bit a chunk out of an orderly's thumb in Ward 4. Oh, did I do that? Sorry. A splendid effort, really. Gorgeous muscular tension in the jaw. Such a feral, untamed spirit. But you see, that's exactly why you're here. You want me to show you what else my jaw can do? The other doctors gave up on you because they lack vision. Oh, Jesus. Gilbert, what the hell? And they see a broken machine and want to scrap it, to lock it away in a padded box to rot until its gears rust. I look at you and, well, I see a beautiful potential that just needs a firmer hand. I do like firm. He turns slightly, wheeling a stainless steel medical tray closer to the table. Silver instruments, scalpels, speculums, syringes and long thin tweezers clink together softly. Now, let's look over your chart one more time, shall we? He picks up a clipboard, flipping through the pages with a relaxed domestic air, as if he were reading a morning newspaper over coffee. Diagnosed with severe intermittent little bitch disorder. Hey! Excuse me? The hell? I'm only messing with you. Excuse me, doctor, be professional. You don't seem to appreciate my sense of humor. My apologies. You don't seem very sorry. And you would be right. I'm skeptical of the medical board's diagnosis. They seem to just love their big words. To me, you're simply a prey who's trying to survive in a world of ferals. You scream, you fight, you run. That is but a mechanism your mind has conjured up in order to protect you, which may be necessary or maybe not. My job is to fix that regardless. To fix you. I don't need fixing, I'm perfectly fine. Gently, of course. What if I want it rougher? Go to hell, doctor. Go to hell. I don't need your help. Hell is merely a state of mind, my dear. And right now, your mind is creating its own inferno. I'm simply here with a jug of water. I pull against the chains again, the iron biting deep into my wrists, leaving fresh raw streaks of red against the dull metal. Why the long face? You should be grateful. Truly, this treatment isn't cheap. I developed a brand new protocol specifically for cases as passionate as yours. A permanent cure for your anger. Oh, great. I'm gonna be lobotomized. Dr. Yan leans closer, his lab coat brushing against my bare shoulder. His voice drops to a hushed whisper that makes my skin crawl. It's a simple corrective. A tiny little organism. Oh, God, no. A parasite, to be precise. Discovered it myself in the deep trenches of the southern marshes, with some additional biochemical re-engineering. Once introduced, it migrates straight down the optic nerve, nestling itself right into your prefrontal cortex. Oh, I'm not going to be tadpoled like in Baldur's Gate 3. It feeds exclusively on adrenaline and high-stress hormones. Wait, actually, you know what? That might actually be beneficial. I'm stressed all the time. The angrier you get, the hungrier it gets, nibbling away at the exact neural pathways that make you want to fight back. Okay, that's good. Within a month, you'll be as docile as a newborn. Wouldn't that be nice? No more fighting the world. No more agonizing pain, just perfect, empty peace. My blood runs cold. The sheer insanity of his words hits me like a tidal wave. This isn't medicine. This is a lobotomy via a disgusting creature. No, you're insane. You can't put something inside my head. Get away from me. Someone, help me. He sighs, seeming to be genuinely disappointed. Oh, don't be like that. I was genuinely hoping you'd cooperate. No, I'm not getting a bug in my brain. Refusal is such an ungrateful gesture, and unfortunately it leaves me with very limited options. I dislike being forced to use harsh measures. He turns back to the tray. I watch in horror as he picks up a small dark glass vial and a heavy metal syringe with a thick blunt needle. The sound of the dark viscous liquid being drawn into the chamber is truly sickening. You see the syringe? Inside is a highly concentrated chemical compound I call the Soulless. If you choose not to accept my little friends, I will inject this into your central line right now. It doesn't put you to sleep. No, it's much more thorough than that, I'm afraid. It dissolves your nervous system from the inside out, while you remain perfectly agonizingly awake. What? It's a slow, excruciating death. A true waste of such a gorgeous specimen like you. Thanks for saying I'm gorgeous, but I cannot have a violent patient disrupting my ward. He steps closer, holding the gleaming needle directly above my neck. The hand slowly lowers the syringe from my neck, though he keeps it hovering close enough for me to feel the coldness against my skin. The sharp grin softens back into that warm, terrifyingly gentle expression. He then looks down at my trembling form, tilting his head with an air of indulgence. You see, I'm not a monster. A monster would not have given you a choice. Your chart says you're completely beyond help, but I look at you and I choose to see potential. Alright, you manipulative and very sexy, horrible man. I choose to grant you a second choice. Let's try this again, shall we? I know you're clever, so let us see if that sharp mind of yours can outweigh your irrational anger. He lightly taps the glass cylinder of the syringe with his fingernail. A sharp, clear tink echoes through the damp cell. Do we try my little friends, or do I empty the syringe into your veins? The choice is entirely yours. I believe in patient autonomy after all. What is your decision, my dear? Thank you for playing the free demo. The paid full version will be available on itch soon. I'm so excited for it. Okay, well, I want to try and do some other, more horrible options. Let's spit at him. I gather what little moisture I have left in my dry mouth and spit directly towards his face. He doesn't flinch. He simply pulls a pristine silk handkerchief from his breast pocket and wipes his cheek with a soft amused sigh. My, such language and such behavior. And so early in the morning. They certainly warned me about your teeth, you know? They said you're a biter. I sure am. Are you into that? Let me see. He reaches out. His fingers are surprisingly warm and firm as he locks his hand around the line of my jaw. Alright, we've read that, so what if we tell him to go to hell again? And we are back here after he shows us the syringe. I cannot have a violent patient disrupting my ward. He steps closer, holding the gleaming needle directly above my neck. I expect him to pause. I expect him to offer one final ultimatum, but he doesn't. Dr. Yan simply looks down at me, amused by my stubbornness. He shakes his head. A soft patronizing tusk escaping his lips. Fascinating, truly. Even when staring down the barrel of your own demise, you choose to snarl. I must admit your defiance is quite refreshing. But alas, I am a busy man, and a disruptive canvas is merely a waste of my studio space. He steps closer. No. The heavy, sterile scent of his lab coat fills my senses as he leans directly over the examination table. The shadow of his figure completely swallows me. When can I completely swallow him? Trying to scream for spit in his face again. I gather the last bit of moisture in my mouth and spit directly at him. It lands on the collar of his lab coat. Dr. Yan doesn't even look down to wipe it. His grin only widens. Oh, saving your venom for the finale. How theatrical. Is that the only other defense mechanism you have? He raises his left hand, his warm fingers wrapping around my jaw once more, locking my head in place with a strong grip. I can feel the steady, calm pulse of his thumb pressing against my throat. With his right hand, he positions a heavy syringe directly over my central jugular line. Well, goodbye, Yinny. You know, most people think that dying is a sudden departure. One click and everything goes to black. But my little formulation, well, it treats it like an art form. It's a slow, methodical disassembly of everything you are. You will feel every single line of communication between your brain and your flesh snap, one by one. Curse his name. I hope you rot in hell. I hope someone does this to you. You're a sick monster. Such harsh words for the only man who was willing to spend his morning trying to fix you. You really are quite ungrateful, aren't you? Now, don't close your eyes. I want you to be fully present for the experience. Breathe in. Bite his hand. I snap my jaws forward, trying to sink my teeth into his fingers. But his grip is too precise. His thumb forcing your mouth to hang open. No biting the staff. That is precisely the kind of behavior that brought you to my table in the first place. The tension in the room snaps. With a quick, precise motion, he stabs. The thick needle pierces straight through the skin of my neck, plunging directly into my central line. Before I can even register the physical puncture, Dr. Yan forcefully drives the plunger down, emptying the syringe directly into my bloodstream. For one blissful, deceptive second, there is nothing but an eerie, freezing numbness spreading outwards from my throat. Then, the fire erupts. It feels as though liquid acid is being pumped through my veins under maximum pressure. The compound floods my system, immediately attacking my central nervous system. I try to scream, but my vocal cords instantly seize. He checks his pocket watch, his voice echoing as if from a distance. There it goes. Beautiful. Your muscles are all firing at once. Can you feel it? I am so screwed. I can. My spine arches completely off the metal table. My back rigid as every single muscle group in my body contracts with painful force. The metal of the bed rattles violently, not from my own volition, but from my body's uncontrollable spasms. It's suffocating. I can't think. Dr. Yan leans over me, his face inches from mine, inspecting the rapid dilation of my pupils with fascination. Your brain is sending frantic signals to your limbs to move, but the pathways are melting away. And now, the best part, the lungs. My chest is locked tight. It feels like a massive lead anvil has been dropped directly onto my ribs. I try to exhale, but my diaphragm is entirely unresponsive. My mind panics, screaming terror inside my skull as my brain realizes it's suffocating. Yet I remain perfectly, agonizingly awake. Oh, this is terrible. This is a terrible way to die. Dr. Yan reaches out, his gloved hand gently smoothing down my hair. a deeply disturbing gesture of comfort as I suffocate right in front of him. Shh, don't fight it. It only makes the panic worse. Just let the silence take over. 3 minutes? 4 minutes? Yes, right on schedule. Your heart should begin to. My vision begins to vignette. The sound of the facility's pipes fades away. The sight of Dr. Yan's calm, smiling face begins to dissolve into a blur. My heart gives one final erratic thud against my locked ribs, and the dark consumes me completely. Death ending. The Defiant. Well, at least I went out kicking and well, not really. I was kind of frozen. I didn't really kick nor scream. I think you offended him. I'm sorry. Just a little, though. Why don't you try again? Maybe be a little nicer this time. I wouldn't do that. What happens if I'm just nice? What if we stare at him in silence? I just glare at him. Oh, that wasn't very nice of me. One would think I'm attempting to burn a hole through his skull with the sheer intensity of my gaze. Oh, you're the silent kind. The best kind, really. It shows a deep intellect beneath that feral exterior. The quiet ones always have the most interesting minds to dismantle. I'll dismantle you. Let me see. Alright, and this time I'll say, please just let me go, I'll be good. Please just let me go. I promise I'll be good. I'll do whatever they want. Oh, you wanna be good? I know you do. The promises made on the chains are futile. We need something more permanent. Dang. And then he just introduces us to the parasite again. I'm mainly just getting dialogue options now. So this time we'll scream at him to let you go, because there's only a continuation ending and the one bad ending that we got already. Let me go, you psycho. You can't keep me here. My voice cracks, echoing violently off the concrete walls. Ugh, such a powerful voice. We're completely wasted down here, I'm afraid. No one can hear you through 3 feet of concrete and earth, my dear. The building is a stronghold, constructed specifically for the purpose of keeping visitors out and patients like you in. You could scream for a century and only I would hear. Let me see. Alright. Same thing, and then this time we'll pick this one. I'm not sick. They threw me in here because I fought back. I'm not sick. They abused me in there. I was defending myself. Classic defense mechanism. Delusions of persecution. It's alright. You don't have to lie to me. I see right through you. No, and then it's the same, and he tells us about the bugs, and yeah. So I think this time then, we'll get back onto the death route, and we'll try and scream for help this time. Help! Someone help me! He's killing me, please! My screams bounce uselessly off the concrete walls, swallowed by the thick lining of the building. Dr. Yan tilts his head, listening to the echo as if it were a pleasant piece of classical music. Such marvelous lung capacity. It really is a pity that they will no longer be of use soon enough. He raises his left hand, his warm fingers wrapping around my jaw once more, locking my head in place with a strong grip. I can feel the steady, calm pulse of his thumb pressing against my throat. With his right hand, he positions the heavy syringe directly over my central jugular line. Yep, this is where I die. Beg him to stop. Wait, please, I changed my mind. I'll take the parasite. Just put the needle down. Dr. Yan pauses for a fraction of a second, his grin turning eerily sweet. Oh, sweetheart, we are far past the point of clinical consent. A patient who lies out of fear is an unstable element in my ward. I prefer a permanent solution. Now, don't close your eyes. I want you to be fully present for the experience. And we'll squeeze our eyes shut this time. I clamp my eyes shut, trying to retain comfort from the darkness of my own mind. I hear his soft, disappointed sigh close to my ear. Disobedient to the very end. His hand travels to my neck, the sudden force jerking my eyes open once again. I'm not fond of disobedience. The tension in the room snaps, and then he stabs at the needle, and then we die. Alright, one more option to try. So this time we'll try and yank our arms free from the chains. I thrash against the metal table, the heavy iron cuffs tearing into my flesh. The metallic clanging is frantic, desperate, and futile. Dr. Yan watches my struggles with the detached curiosity of a boy watching a butterfly pinned to a board. Keep tearing yourself apart. Let that adrenaline pump through your veins. It'll help the serum travel faster once it enters your stream. He raises his left hand, his warm fingers wrapping around my jaw once more, locking my head in place with a strong grip. I can feel the steady, calm pulse of his thumb pressing against my throat. Oh, I'm screwed. Why? Why are you doing this to me? His expression softens into something deeply patronizing, like a father explaining the harsh reality to a child. Or perhaps more so a god to its creation. Because you are broken, my dear. And when one cannot be salvaged, it must be discarded. Now, don't close your eyes. I want you to be fully present for the experience. And this is where I die. Well, that was my full playthrough of the demo of Specimen of Yan. I hope you guys enjoyed that. We also played their other game before, which was the one with the same character, except he was a ghost. But yeah, that one was called Survive Min. If you haven't seen my playthrough for that, I have also linked that in the description box below. Let's get chatting about the demo. I actually really like their work. I think they dive into horrors and dark topics very well, and I think Min as a character is very well written, to be honest. I will also like to disclaim here that despite my appreciation for dark characters and also the developers' appreciation for dark characters, it doesn't constitute endorsement of the actions of the characters, but rather this is a safe space for us to explore dark fiction together, which is why we have trigger warnings present, and which is why we have these discussions afterwards when we dive into the literary topics as well in my videos too. When it comes to this one, I think it is very horrifying, like the insane power imbalance that there is. Because obviously MC is in a very vulnerable position. Min, as a doctor this time, has a lot of power over you when you are brought to this place. In a way, you can tell in just a very short amount of writing that the MC was brought in here not because they were truly sick, but because they have offended someone to the point where said someone, or perhaps it's like an organization or something else, whoever it is, has managed to get them sent here under the supervision of Dr. Min Yan, which is very scary. It's terrifying to play a character that's had their power stripped entirely away from them, because a lot of Yandere visual novels, when you experience them, usually the MC still has a lot of agency in their life. They're not trapped in this place. They go to somewhere, meet this person, potentially fall in love, blah blah. That's kind of like the route that I usually see in a lot of Yandere visual novels, which a lot of those are very fun. But when you're faced with something like this, where you start off immediately with a lot of your agency taken away, it's definitely a darker tone and a lot scarier. And I really like how this visual novel in particular takes those horrors and scary topics and expresses it pretty well through the art, the narrative itself, and also the prose and the dialogue options that you can choose. And I also thought the dialogue options themselves were very well done as well, because it really allowed us to highlight the predicament that the MC is in, which I thought was absolutely horrifying. I can't speak too much on it, given that it is just the demo, but when the full game comes out, I will definitely be playing it, and I can't wait to actually see what more is in store. Because from just a very short glimpse that we have, we can tell that Dr. Yan is a very unorthodox doctor, as you can probably tell. Not just in the sense that, he's completely lacking in ethics, but also in the sense that he seems to be able to scientifically engineer different serums and organisms to create very highly unorthodox and terrifying treatment solutions. I'm very scared and also excited to see what is going to appear in the final version of the game. The other thing that also terrifies me is the centipede itself, that little parasite that he's got. It reminded me a lot of, I don't know if you guys have played Dragon Age, but mages in Dragon Age are locked up in a circle tower when they are born because the Templars and the Chantry have deemed them too dangerous and volatile to exist outside of people's control. And those mages in particular who act out a lot are made into something known as tranquil. So what happens is that the Templars, this is like a very nerdy segue, what happens is that the Templars take the mage, sever their connection to the Fade, which is another realm that is responsible for essentially providing their magical powers. Basically lobotomizes them, removes their personality, removes their agency, removes who they are, but renders them completely docile, so the Chantry is happy. But the only person who isn't happy is the mage themselves. Having played that when I was younger, given that Dragon Age is one of my most favorite games, seeing that reflected with the parasite and seeing the parallels between the two of them really terrifies me. Regardless though, I'm really excited to see how the horrors in this story unfold. I genuinely can't wait to play the full game, and I can't wait to see more of the gorgeous art, the entertaining writing, and experience all of the other endings in full. Anyways, thank you so much for hanging out with me and for listening to me and explore all the dialogue options here as well. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you guys did like this video, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss out on the next part. And if you would like to check this out for yourself, I've actually linked it in the description box below. Feel free to download it there on itch.io and leave the developer a kind comment if you are able. And if you would like to support me, my Patreon is linked in the description box below as well. Supporting me is not mandatory, just very appreciated. Anyway, thank you so very much, and until next time, take care.